New legislation aimed at addressing government problems on the cards, and police contained violent protests in Kagiso. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. New legislation is being finalized aimed at addressing problems associated with government intervention in other spheres of government. The proposed monitoring, support and intervention bill will guide intergovernmental relations in instances where government steps in terms of the Constitution. President Jacob Zuma's spokesperson Meg Maharaj says gaps have been identified in current interventions. The intervention process has been cited as a factor in the failure to procure and distribute textbooks to the Limpopo schools on time. Maharaj elaborates.
That bill is now almost ready. It is just waiting for a little bit of fine-tuning to be done based on the lessons emerging from the intervention being made with the team led by Treasury. The President, however, has also said that while we are waiting for that legislation, let us make sure that there is a protocol in place to manage the relations between the different spheres of government and ensure that service delivery is not affected. Now, this protocol is being worked on and should be finalized within the next week.
The lack of textbooks at institutions for disabled persons should be declared a national crisis. This was said by the Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Public Service during its visit to the Bosele School of the Deaf and Blind in Limpopo. The school has been sent textbooks for sighted people. The committee has heard that it takes about 18 months to transcribe a book into Braille. Committee Chairperson Joyce Moloi Moroba.
More and more we're thinking in terms of the image and how people perceive us at this point in time. Critical matters like disability are too serious for us to be seen like we're not really taking them serious. If we talk about 18 months for production of a book for a person who's disabled, that's a national crisis. We're supposed to sort of proclaim it as a national crisis. 18 months, it's beyond the year, and therefore it doesn't necessarily work. But we haven't had that. We were supposed to raise the bells, the alarms and everything to deal with this matter.
Police have contained a violent protest in Kagiso on the West Rand. Officers have had to use tear gas to disperse protesters who went on the rampage, stoning cars and barricading roads after a child was hit by a vehicle. The mother of the child who died in the accident at Tudo Shaft has called on authorities to build a bridge over the road. Residents are demanding speed bumps. The child's mother, Mamsi Msipa.
I got to the streets only to find my child lying in front of the truck. My child was dead. This is very painful for me. That is a very busy road. Can whoever is in charge please just install a bridge so that our children can be safe?
And police in KwaZulu-Natal have launched a massive manhunt for an escaped criminal who pretended to be a police officer for a number of months before he was caught out. He called himself Brigadier Musa Kumala and worked with various police stations in the province, claiming to be a senior police officer from national headquarters. Kumalo had apparently forged his identity documents and boasted to police officer about his close ties with the National Police Commissioner and other high-ranking officers. Police spokesperson Visam Dunge says the suspect worked at police stations in Richards Bay, Mtunzini, Mpangeni and Isikawini. He says they're investigating cases related to hijacking and impersonating a police officer.